Welcome to the Tell You Later show, conveniently located at the intersection of historical and hysterical.
Sincere thanks to all those who support us on Patreon. See the full list at the end of the show. By the way, there's always room for more.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to their channel.
We haven't got a title song for this show, so we're singing this thing instead.
Okay.
It's really just a substitute. Nonetheless, the melody may stay in your head.
Oh, I hope so.
'Cause it's a tune.
It's a tune.
You'll love to croon.
You'll love to cruise.
But there's one thing you should know. We have to confess we do not possess a title song for this show.
Ain't it peculiar?
Believe it or not, we haven't got a title song for this show.
Oops. Welcome to another episode of Tell You Later. I'm so excited. I have a special guest today, but first I want to thank all the patrons who support us on patreon.com, patreon.com/tellyoulater. Everybody who's liking and subscribing, we really appreciate it. The crew of one gets really excited when he sees that happening, but it enables me to do stuff like this. So as you may notice, I am not in the official Tell You Later studios. I am in the southeast, right?
Welcome.
South, thank you. I'm in Atlanta doing some stuff down here, and I have a special guest, Shama, is it Mrema?
Mm-hmm.
Shama Mrema, who, okay, so if you guys don't know who he is, I'm gonna let the whole world, my whole 2 followers here on YouTube know that he is Shama 4Realz. That's his, what do you call
Instagram handle.
Instagram handle. You have some other handles I found out that I'm going to ask you about.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to say something else. Oh, well, because I was traveling, because this is another on the road special episode. I was traveling, so I forgot to pack the bell. I forgot to pack the kazoo. But you know what? We work with what we have. So Shama 4Realz is here. Shama Mrema 4Realz.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah, 4Realz.
For real.
And you know what? I know. I thought it was REE because you make videos.
Yeah, I should change it. The reels have kind of taken over.
Yeah. Okay. I want to know. Am I sitting? If I sit back, because I feel like I want to be able to
I think
see you.
I think this is good.
All right. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat because I'm so darn excited.
I'm excited. You're listen. I'm so excited to meet you. This is the first time we met. We've talked several times on the phone.
Yeah.
Connected on when we connected on Instagram, and I grew up listening to your voice. My siblings and I I was a missionary kid, and my family, when we lived here, we listened to Adventures
Were you
in
missionaries
Odyssey.
to the United States?
We were missionaries to Tanzania. So my family is originally from Tanzania.
Uh-huh.
We were born there, but we were raised. I was raised here, and then my family became missionaries, and we moved back to the country where we were from, to Tanzania, to do missionaries
in
there.
Tanzania.
Yeah. My
And I
parents,
used to think it was Tanzania.
yeah.
Does anybody ever say Tanzania?
Some people do, yes.
But they're wrong.
The Tanzania. I say Tanzania, and even that is wrong because the vowels in Swahili, it's Tanzania.
Tanzania.
Yep, that is it.
Tanzania. I hope if I ever have to do ADR, I know how to
now
say
you know. Yeah, they won't get on to you.
Tanzania.
But yeah, I grew up listening to your voice, and even when we moved back to Tanzania, I remember my family. My brother and I specifically, we had made. I apologize to everybody and folks on
So he's talking about
bootleg
Adventures in Odyssey
Yes.
is what he's talking about.
We had
Not
recorded-
like they were like bugging my phone or
We're like,
something.
please, Katie, please record more. And we recorded the episodes on the radio. We recorded them onto cassettes, and we went back. We used to listen to them there.
I don't think Focus on the Family would mind. I used to
I hope
send
not.
my cassettes. They would give me, in the beginning, they'd send us cassettes of the shows we recorded.
Yeah.
And then I'd send them to my friends who were missionaries in Indonesia.
Wow.
So they could, and the dad taught at a school there too,
Yeah.
so they would share them.
I've listened to your voice and everybody who works on Adventures in Odyssey, Will Ryan, around the world, planes everywhere I could. You were the soundtrack of my childhood.
Well,
so
that is
such a great pleasure to meet you.
That is so cute. Well, the reason you're here is because and you're going to tell us more. You do something called Church Stories.
Yes.
And it's just on Instagram?
It's a podcast. It's on everywhere podcasts are available. But then we do have an Instagram page as well. Yeah. A friend and I, two friends and I, we started a podcast where we just talk to people about their interesting, insightful, and or funny church stories. So.
Oh, you've got your new Tell You Later tote bag.
Cute. I love it.
Did you get that at Merchulator?
I sure did.
Merchulator.com.
It's so cute. Look,
super
Tell
cute.
Ya Later bag, and it's got
Awesome.
everything in it.
Do they have hats? Okay, so insightful.
Yeah.
Or interesting. What is the
any-
hook? If you were to interview me for a church story, what would you want to know?
We were supposed to interview you, and with the
what the heck?
I'm so sorry.
So what happened was you guys mentioned us on Church Stories.
Yes.
You mentioned Adventures in Art or Coney.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think we mentioned it all. I had mentioned that you had sent me a message on Instagram, and I said, guys, the voice of Connie Kendall, Miss Katie Lee, messaged me on Instagram, left me a voicemail on Instagram, and I'm losing my mind. I cannot believe it.
So
and you were so polite and you're complimenting of so many things that we had done. So I thought, I was like, this my world has changed absolutely.
Well, I don't know. Maybe you didn't. I thought I heard you mention us, so I called you. But maybe it's the other way around. And then you said, "Yeah, you come.
We'd love to
be
have
on the
you,
show."
yeah.
So I asked Chris, "You want to be on the?" She's like. She's always a little bit skeptical because I don't know why. And I go, yeah, it'd be really great. You can come be on, She goes, I don't. Anyway, and you never called.
I'm so sorry.
Then you went and had a baby.
We had another baby. And the summer, I was away from home for so long
you
with
said
my
you
family.
were traveling.
We traveled a lot.
Doing what?
So I go to conferences. Sometimes I'll MC or do comedy at conferences.
So do you do stand-up?
I do stand-up, yes.
You do stand-up. So, do you know John Chris?
I do.
I want to meet him so bad.
I'm doing a show with him in Greenville next month.
No!
Yeah, in November. Yeah.
Really?
I'm excited.
Oh, I won't be here next month. Do you ever come to LA?
I do not. I've been to LA several times.
Because I've been watching his schedule.
Yeah.
I don't think you post a schedule.
I have not yet. No.
You don't even have a
Maybe I'll do
website.
something. I do. I have a website now. I just finished it a couple months ago.
Okay, because I was looking for it.
Yeah.
And I don't know what's it called.
I'm not as hip to the. I bang one drum, and that is just comedy videos. So the branding and all that other part, the merch, and we even did Patreon for a little bit, and it kind of didn't work out. So it's I'm not like a multifaceted creator.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is too much work. It is too much
So
work.
you're going to be with John Chris. Okay, so it's not the same as meeting him.
Yeah.
But maybe I could send something to him.
Okay. I'll make sure that it gets to him. Yeah.
I don't know what. Let me think about it while we're talking. Because I didn't bring any Tell You Later merch either. We have hats. We have shirts. It's really fun. It's really easy, actually. Because you
so
get
much
to design
fun,
it and you just hook it to your website.
And then
you
it's
don't even have
available
to
for
ship it.
people
It's
to-
not like when Will and I wrote our first book. He was very old school. And, I had to wrestle with him about the weight of the paper that was being used, okay? And then he was used to ordering 300 copies. And I said, but Will, how are we going to sell these? This is crazy. But we did it. I humored him the first time. And then it was, he's got the big ideas, and I've got all the books at my house. And I've got trying to figure out how to print the labels off of, PayPal and all that stuff.
I always tell people that when you do anything online, whether it's a show like this, videos, you have to wear all the hats, unless you can afford to outsource a lot of that.
Yeah, and now you said you have a director.
I do. Yeah, I have a friend who directs a lot of our stuff. He's a director, and I work with a couple of directors and in Greenville, just friends who we grew up with.
How did you start? Did you wake up one morning and say, gee, I'm graduating high school. I think I better make some funny videos or I'm in trouble. Or what happened?
I wish I would have started in high school. I probably would have been further. No, I loved music. And so my brother and I, we used to film music videos in Tanzania for some artists when we lived there. And
when did you move back?
I moved back in 2010. I was 18. For college.
Did your family come with you?
They did, yeah. We all flew back. So we would come back to the States every other
Greenville?
year. South Carolina. We lived in Florence, South Carolina at the time. Yeah. And
There's
so
a Florence in Oregon too.
Did
you know that?
We're all just ripping off Florence, Italy, right? Where we're just sort of.
It could be. Yeah, that's a nice place too if you've
yeah.
never been there.
It's not as nice as Florence, South Carolina.
Oh, is it? No? Okay. Well, we'll see.
People come in vacation.
You can
in
vote.
Florence.
Put your comments down below.
Florence, South Carolina, or Florence, Italy.
Is Florence, South Carolina like on a beach?
It is not. No, it's probably about 2 hours away from the beach. Maybe an hour.
Does it have Renaissance art?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Just.
It's a hard sell. It's a really hard sell.
Okay, so you're in Tanzania, not Tanzania. You're in Tanzania. You're making music videos with your brother. Is he younger or older?
He's older.
He's older.
So he knew all the things. He knew all the cameras, the gadgets. He taught me how to edit.
Did he go to like film school or something?
He did not. No, we were homeschooled in Tanzania, and so when you're homeschooled, all you have is time and your brain and creativity, and
it's not a bad thing,
listened to we're listening to Adventures in Odyssey. We're having these ideas. We're coming up with what we envisioned this would look like, or this sounds like.
Your own BTV shows.
We're thinking, okay, what is? Oh, let's make a little sketch, or hey, let's film this. And so with the camera and the Firewire and the mini DV, the whole gamut. You have to plug it up to a computer, then play it back to record it, and then string it together. And so that was our introduction into video.
People pay you to make those music videos?
No. The world of music videos, there's very little money.
Like most media production.
Very little money.
It just has to be a labor of love, right?
We
I
at
can
the
tell
time,
you later, so.
It's all we get paid in love.
Exactly, and that's all we need, right?
Yeah,
because all you need is love.
But also, when you embark on that journey, you have this bank account of creativity.
Right.
That when you get to do something, the bank account just fills up, and you feel, it's not, you can't spend it
And when
anywhere.
you figure something like us, as you saw, we were trying to set up and figure this out. We hope we did it right. I have shout out to Townsend Coleman. He told us about this Centrance little preamp that I was showing Shama.
It's really cool.
That connects the iPhone to our shotgun mic, which is what the crew of one prefers. So that's what we're doing. And then luckily he's like, is that thing on? I'm like, no. Okay, we gotta push the button.
Figure
out how to hook things up together.
It's a beautiful, it's problem solving, and so
I have you on because I want you to be an inspiration for other people who are coming
100%, 100%. It's just, I just loved problem solving. I love being creative, and so that kind of
like Rubik's
sent me.
Cube.
I wish. I'm not good with Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube that I've tried. I wasn't good with Wordle either. No,
I just learned how to do it this week.
I play Tetris.
Okay.
and I make videos and I write jokes.
Okay, so and jokes. We're gonna talk about that because I'm really into that right now. But I always have been. Never mind, I digress. So you're making videos, you're in Tanzania, you come back to the United States to go to college.
I went to a Bible college. I studied to be a pastor.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, and this is a ministry.
It is.
What you do.
What's the fangirl up to this week? To find out, stay tuned till after the credits.
Is a ministry of laughter for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, your stuff cracks me up.
Thank you.
Seriously, if you guys watch church aerobics, it's like a little mixture of Richard Simmons and Denise Austin and all those people that were making videos in the 80s.
Yeah. We just have fun. So even just creating something like that, where I grew up watching those commercials for those.
And I love the real estate guy, the church real estate guy.
Yeah.
So you making videos, were they only about church stuff? You went to school to be a pastor.
I went to school to be a pastor.
And then?
I was a missionary kid. My dad was a pastor. When we were in the States, we raised support to go to the mission field. So we went to a church every Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Wednesday night. And so I was just engulfed in church culture. And so a friend and I met a friend, PD, in Greenville.
And PD's on
PD's on Church Stories.
Church Stories.
Yeah. He's younger than me. He's about 10 years younger than me. We met him at the church.
So he knows
that we
how to
attended.
plug things in?
No, he does not.
He doesn't know
He
that
knows how to
either.
plug jokes and bits. He's an extremely talented writer and a collaborator. And so, I just started writing stuff and making stuff. And we kind of found, was like, oh, we know about
met
church
him
world.
in college?
I was in college and he was in middle school.
How did you meet him?
We met at
like
a church.
Youth pastor
Yeah, I was
or
a youth
something?
pastor. I was a volunteer at the youth ministry that he was at.
Okay.
And I thought, and I met him. I thought, oh, you were hilarious. You're ahead of your time. We just need to be friends. We just need to stick
That's
around.
like my niece in the other room. She is hilarious.
Yeah.
We were playing Balderdash. Anyway, she's only 11. Like, where does she get this stuff from?
So that's what I saw in several these students who were in the ministry that I worked at, and I thought we'll just hang out. We'll just get
So
lunch.
you're like the Pied Piper of middle schoolers, leading them down the path of
Christian comedy.
Christian comedy.
Yeah.
Okay.
We knew it. We spent a lot of time at church or conferences sitting in the back kind of making fun of what was going on.
I've done that.
So we were very, very much back.
And no offense.
No, it was we were there, so we were at the conference.
Taking it all in, just transposing it,
Right,
so that
just
it's a little bit more
doing a little
entertaining.
commentary
Yeah, a
in
little
the
bit
for
of
us.
commentary, yeah.
And so, we loved it, and we thought, hey, what if we filmed something? What if we wrote something and
So
filmed
you're
it?
still in college, and you're writing stuff and filming it.
Yeah.
And were you still did you finish your pastor degree?
I did. Yeah, I finished. It took me
Really?
5 years, but I did. I had
What
to take
school
a year
was
off.
that?
It was Holmes Bible College.
Holmes.
It's a small,
like HOLMES?
HMLMES.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Okay.
Holmes.
Holmes. How you doing, Holmes? Is that what y'all
Yeah,
say?
Holmes boy.
So you're Holmesies.
Home boy.
You're
Yep.
Homesies. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Have you done
Not
a
as
skit
fun.
about that yet?
Not yet. Not
you
yet.
can use it.
I don't know if my alma mater would appreciate that.
Well, everything else you do, I don't think you really care.
Should be Bible
dude.
college
You already
related.
got the degree.
No, I know. What are they going to do? Take
What are
it
they
from
gonna
me?
do? They can't
take it from me.
No. You
It's in
can't
a safe.
rescind
It's in a safe.
In a safe. So fucked
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Wow. So do you do pastoring?
I did for a while, and the church that I volunteered at, where I met PD, I worked there for almost 6 years. Volunteered for about 5 years. And
Volunteer? That's not a job.
no, then they brought me on staff.
Oh, okay.
And I was behind the curtain, and I did not. I don't think I enjoyed it.
So what do you mean behind the curtain?
I was seeing how the sausage was made. I was behind
working for a church.
Yeah, I was behind the scenes and kind of learned
Yes.
the ins and outs.
Yeah.
And
No offense, but you know what? Sometimes it can be harsh. I've been in that world.
so for me, it was very. I thought, oh, I don't know what I expected.
This has stopped being funny.
This did.
It's not
Yeah,
funny
it really did.
anymore.
And I thought ministry was, for me, I thought it was, just loving people and hanging out and spending time with people and reading and studying and preparing great messages.
And what was it actually? Paperwork? Fingerprints?
I think I had to dock, but yeah. No, it was, I'd say the team that I worked with, there were more expectations. I'd say there were some expectations of church culture that I would say. We didn't really disagree on theology. It was more church culture.
Let's be honest, because I know we're here to entertain, but we're also here to enlighten. And not put any disparaging thing on anybody, because everybody's trying to do their best. But I think sometimes it's hard in those situations where your personal life kind of gets under a magnifying glass. Is that the kind of thing we're talking about?
Yeah.
Because I'll share with you, when I became a full-on believer and really dedicated my life to the Lord, and people know this, and someday when my book comes out, it was in the 80s. I was working on a cartoon called Dungeons and Dragons. About the time this book, Turmoil in the Toy Box, came out. And all of a sudden, I thought everything I did was demonic, or at least according to the church. And I almost quit doing voiceover because I thought, am I a bad Christian? And I was already on the show. We were like in season 2, probably. And I felt like I had to have a different life at church. I didn't really talk about what I did. I was Mrs. So-and-so, and that was enough. And, I didn't talk about my being in the entertainment business because I think people had these ideas about it. And then when I was at work, was hard to say, I didn't know how to talk about being a believer because I was like pretty excited at the time and thought everybody should know. I was like one of the worst ones, right? Walking around carrying my Bible everywhere. People were like, really? So, just to protect myself from any, bad vibes or something. And that was really weird because I think I got a little stigmatized, and I acted weird too, probably. But then I really feel like, at one point God said to me, look, just be yourself everywhere. If you just tell your truth, like you feel like you have to. In the evangelical church in the early 80s, I thought I had to convert everybody and somehow share the gospel with everybody. And that isn't my gift. And a lot of people have it, and that's swell. But to just be yourself. And if you share, you don't have to tell other people what to believe. But if you just say what you believe, they can't argue with you.
Yeah.
And so I finally learned, okay, I'm just going to, if I say I had a dream last night, or I was praying yesterday morning, nobody can say, oh, no, you weren't, or you're trying to get me to pray.
How could you?
So I can share what my life is like with anybody, anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not getting in their business or, being a jerk or...
Yeah. I think that there are so many different ways to go about ministry. And so going through Bible college, I had this understanding of, this is what ministry is. And I hope, maybe I was wrong, maybe I wasn't, but I was hoping that I would partner up and team up with people who also believed, had the same
But you do get that sort of feeling like maybe I have to be a certain way. Is that what you're talking about?
There was that. And then there was, for me, I'd say the pastor that I worked with, the goal was to build the church up. It was to make it kind of, like really big, and there was this, there was a vision and a mission, and so in my mind I'm thinking, I pastor like 40 students every Wednesday. As much as I want us to be 400 or 500, maybe that might not happen, and I had to stop my mind.
Don't say that.
That's a lack of faith.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I remember having this evil thought of like, I think it's okay. I think it's okay that there are just 40 of us. And so, I mean, there was more to that as well. But yeah, I just remember thinking, I think I want to do simple ministry. I want to be a part of. I think it's a lot more simple than we're kind of, this ministry is making it out.
So what happened?
So I was kind of given the opportunity of like, hey, you could straighten up and get in line and be a good soldier, or you'll have to leave. And so I was kind of voluntarily let go. I was given the option of, hey, you can take some time off.
There's the door.
Yeah, I'd kind of come back, and I thought, I think I'm going to take time off, and I'm still off to this day. I never come back.
So that's okay. This is I don't want to.
It was the best thing that ever happened to me
because we're actually I'm teaching a class here in Atlanta
that I'm auditing, and I can't wait for it.
Yes, advanced animation, which. I was wondering, is that something you think you want to do?
I would love to, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've just never known the proper channels and steps to go about it.
Don't ask me. No, that'll be fun. So that's what we're here. But before we run out of time, I wanted to ask you, so how old were you when you quit that job?
I was 24.
24?
Yeah.
How many years is it? Do you mind?
No, I don't mind at all. It's been 6 years. I'm 30.
Okay, 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
So you told me, I'm traveling and I work from home and I'm like, what is your job? What is your day like? How do you actually provide for this family of 3, which you seem to be able to do quite well?
3 kids with a family of 5.
Yes.
What happened to me?
So what does it look like? I mean, I only do voiceover. I don't do, although my husband keeps saying, you do on camera because you do the Tell You Later show, but it isn't my world is auditory.
Yeah. And
I work for lots of clients. I have a studio at home. Sometimes I go to studios. You create your own stuff. How do you make money?
Well, first
and I'm not trying to be personal.
No,
but I mean,
this is a great question.
This is because
and I will answer.
Okay, all right, I'll be quiet. I want to hear the answer.
First of all, I'm not a.
Thank you so much to all you patrons who help us out there. We really appreciate your support. Thank you, everybody who's buying merch on Merchalator. Go to my website, katielee.com, and see there's all kinds of cool stuff, and you can see it there. or on merchalater.com. And also those who listen on Anchor, I want to shout out to you guys because I know there's a bazillion of you out there who listen and really appreciate you too.
When I told my wife my vision, like when we got married, and I was like, hey, I had a job at a production company at the time. It was a great job, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, so you learned some
I learned production, and I traveled
Was it
around
film
the country.
production?
It was, yes. So we worked on a lot of commercials, training videos, corporate
so
videos.
you had some experience. Okay.
So that was before. I made some videos before that, and they weren't good from a technical aspect. But then I got a job working at a production company, and that's where I met the team of people that I work with now.
That's what God does.
Oh, well, every time.
When you find what you're good at and you follow that
Meet up with the
stream, you know what
people.
they say, you can't push a rope, but you can float downstream and see what log hits you. Okay,
Now is where
I just made that up.
That's what they say. Well, they'll start saying it. You said that's what they say. Help us say that from today going forward.
Just float downstream and see what log hits you.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what Katie said.
That's what Katie said.
We're trying to get more people on board to float downstream. That's why we want them on board.
Yeah.
But so I worked there, and then I told my wife she was pregnant with our firstborn, and I said, I think I want to go freelance. I think I have an idea of. My grand idea was, hey, let's make less money. that was my
I bet
bottom
she was
line
really
idea.
excited about that.
My wife, her name is Grace, and she is full of grace, and so she was very graceful in that grand decision of,
Shout out to you, Grace.
I want to have more fun. I want to be home. I want to make less money, and I want to figure this out.
How old are you now?
I'm 30. Yeah.
30. Okay, so I have a son will be 30 next month. I have a 31-year-old and I have a 35-year-old. And that is totally where you all are at these days. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to work for anybody. I want to do this myself. And a lot of people are successful.
Now, it would behoove me to work for somebody and
would?
have benefits. Yes.
Oh, the
From a
benefits
bottom line,
part, yeah.
For my bottom line, it would really behoove me. But I had this idea, and I didn't have like a grand vision of where I was going to go, but I just thought, I want to create. I knew that I could work on corporate videos, and that's what I do. I direct and produce commercials.
Oh, so you have like your own company?
Yeah,
What's it called?
Shama
4Realz?
I wish.
Corporate videos?
It's called Mrema LLC. It's not fun, but ultimately I work with friends, and sometimes a marketing agency or some agencies will hire me, and I'll travel, and we'll film training videos.
So you don't. Okay, so this answers my question. You don't make a living making TikTok videos.
No.
'Cause that's
contrary to popular belief.
All right, and you don't make a living doing Instagram videos.
No.
But
I'll
do
get a
you
brand
make
deal
money?
once or twice a year.
Okay, so that's how you do it, like having a sponsor. Because my daughter, shout out to my daughter, she has a nonprofit for type 1 diabetics called You're Just My Type. And she's got about 43,000. Yeah, I think I came up with it. Anyway, so she and sometimes she'll get sponsors. She doesn't always want to just let anybody, she wants to believe in whatever it is. But a lot of diabetic companies are there, and so she'll make some money that way, but that's not her job.
That's the thing. It's
You
just some
do
money.
it for fun.
I do it for fun, yeah. And our
And
goal
they're
is
very
to.
funny. They're
Thank you.
not just fun. They're funny.
And I spend a lot of time and I'll be honest, money on a lot of the projects that I do.
I
Sometimes
bet you
we
do
don't
because you had to buy trench coats
I had to buy-
for the underground.
for the the Church of Christianity got
See,
illegal.
that's what I look like. I mean, that's what I think about. I saw this video of Christianity was illegal, and you and Petey and the other guy were wearing. I thought, they had to get trench coats for that. I'm thinking
Goodwill. If you're
Yeah,
an
they look
independent
brand
creator, I'm a great Goodwill hunter. Goodwill is your friend.
Goodwill Hunting.
Yeah, Goodwill Hunting. That's the title of another show that Katie
Goodwill
and I do.
Hunting Part 2. You know that's a movie, don't you?
It is, yeah.
Yes.
It's a great movie. Ben Affleck and
I always get him mixed up with all the other guys that look
Matt
like
Damon.
that. Yeah.
I get Matt Damon mixed up with the other. I'm like,
Yeah, and then there's Ryan Reynolds. He kind of falls into that category.
there's several
I
Ryans. There are
think.
too many Ryans.
I don't know. Anyway,
Ryans, yeah.
at least you're not a Ryan. your name stands out.
That's what I like. That's what I like about
Have you
it.
created a theme song with your name in it?
I have not, but the movie Animal House, they have that song Shama Mrema.
Yeah, I mean, I can't help. I mean, I'm sure everybody
People used to sing that
thinks
to me all the
right?
time. I remember thinking,
Why are they
like,
doing
why
this?
are they doing this? Why do you all know this same song? And I come to find out, everybody saw the movie Animal House.
I wonder if you could do like a skit. I
should.
love funny a skit on like Christian fraternities, like Animal House.
Oh yeah,
that would be pretty funny.
Is it just the tamest fraternity of all time? They just chug water?
Yeah, how much? I can drink 3 liters in half an hour.
Ooh, I'm hydrated.
That would be funny.
Yeah,
Let me know if you do that. I want to see it.
I will.
I think that would be very funny.
I'll give you, unlike your daughter who took I'm Just Your Type, I'll give you credit.
Oh, okay, that's good. So I know you said you watched, listened to Adventures in Odyssey. I found this. I have some trading cards, so I'm giving you a trading card.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I also have something else I want to give you. We're going to talk about some more things, but I don't know why I've just gone off a tangent here. This is.
So cool. I'll get you to sign this.
Okay. Well, these are something I created.
Connie candles.
Yes.
That is so cool, Connie. That's really good.
Thank you. Did I autograph that one? I will autograph that for you. I meant to.
Goodness.
Just send it so it's a. Smell it.
Chocolate. Oh wow.
It smells like chocolate soda, right?
I'm so conflicted. I
you don't
want to
like
keep it.
chocolate?
No, I want to burn it, but I also don't. I want to save it.
I know that's why people need to buy 2. One for burning and one for. You can get them through my website.
Okay. That makes me feel better. I thought it was like a one of a kind.
No.
Because my first thing is like I want to know. I want my house to smell like this.
Really? Yeah, I know. But you know what? Well, I'm not even going to go there. Never mind. But yes, so I have Raspberry Ripple ones too. But I just brought a couple chocolates.
Oh, thank you.
And I usually write something on there. So before we part ways.
With the Connie logo.
I know. Rose Beasley. Did you know there's an AIO Adventures in Odyssey fan club on Facebook? And they're nearing 10,000 people.
Really? Are you in it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got to see what people are saying.
That's awesome. Do you comment?
Yeah. And sometimes they've started doing like little interviews, and Phil Lawler, who's our creator, he's always on there, and everybody has all these ideas, and he usually says no. It's kind of fun. So everybody
kind of goes about writing all these long soliloquies of storylines.
We have this idea, and Phil says no. So Rose Beasley created this design for me, and she was a fan. She makes like Odyssey t-shirts and stuff.
Wow.
On her own. And but I asked her to help me with the art. And so now she's like an administrator on the fan club too. And why am I saying this? There's a reason. Phil, Rose. Never mind, maybe it'll come back.
You'll tell me later.
Tell You Later is a Patreon-driven entertainment show. So what are you waiting for? Come on over. Join us at patreon.com/Tell You Later.
I didn't wink or nod or nudge too slightly, acquiesce, but still somehow you up and guess my inclination, 'cause I never said yes, I never said.
We're close personal friends.
Yes, too. I know.
Absolutely.
And then look, I'm saving some of the hats and the old aprons and the shirts. This is just a treasure chest.
Cool.
That's why it's in the treasure room.
That makes so much sense.
Thank you so much. And then you can see our costumes. Kids have been playing with our costumes.
Donna, Tom Riley, wow.
And you know what? Just like at home, they throw their clothes on the floor. So that's why the costumes are on the floor.
That makes sense. The Underground Railroad, let's go there.
Here's the Underground Railroad.